The other day I was talking to an artist friend and she said to me, what about fear and art? And fear is an interesting topic. It's funny, it's a topic that can really engulf you and really eat you up and really paralyze you, but it's also a topic that is a great motivator. I think it can be a great motivator, and it can be a way for us to really figure out inside what's going on. We know, being artists, being professional artists, we're basically, what we do, we're putting out in front of the public. There are no mirrors or anything like that. We're just kind of saying, this is what I'm doing, what do you think? And that can be pretty scary. And you can get a lot of judgment. And in the art world, through the years, I've known a lot of judgment. So I was thinking about fear. One thing that comes up right away is not to get caught in the daily fears of, maybe for those of us making a living, where is the money going to come from? Where's my income going to come from? There are the more long-term fears about, let's say, our career over a long period. You know, an artist many years ago said to me, instead of looking at the peaks and valleys and getting caught up in the details, look over to the next peak. Maybe that's a year from now. And you'll find that you'll get taken care of if you're doing what you should be doing and not get into those little valleys and get caught. That's great advice if you can take that long-term approach. The other thing is to look at those fears head on, those little voices in our minds, the voice that, do you have those voices? That voice, my work isn't good enough, my work can't be shown in a gallery, geez, I'm charging money for this, other people are judging me, things like that. I think that's where, when the blinders come on, it can be really good. And when we can sit in our studio, we can do our work every day, we can really concentrate on our work, we can get our a sense that what we're doing is, we really believe in it, it's the best work that we can do. I think the other thing is to take action steps against fear and against those voices. In other words, if the little voice says, I can't market my work, then why don't you go out there and start trying to find markets for your work and see what reaction you get there. Many of us already are in the marketplace, so that may not be an issue. Another one is, maybe my work isn't consistent enough. Find a bunch of people to critique your work. Just go out there, face it head on, find people that you respect, get into a position where it's almost like a mentor position where you're getting their opinion. I mean, all of this is a give and take. As an artist, we're not isolated. We really have to feed off of everything that's around us to overcome the isolation of being in a studio and producing our work. A lot of this is pretty challenging, a lot of this is pretty scary, but I find it really exciting to be able to get into a dialogue with somebody about something that means everything to me, which is basically the work I produce, the vision that I have, the ability to make a living at it, and the ability to communicate with a lot of people on a lot of different levels. And you know, after doing art fairs for many, many years, how many times have I heard people say about my work, my kid could do that, or I saw this somewhere else, or, you know, and you would think that it would be horrifying, but that's just a part of my fears, that maybe my work won't be taken realistically. So fear is an interesting thing. The worst thing is if it paralyzes us. We've all been there, where we literally stare out the window. But we've also moved on, right? I mean, what fears are you looking at, and how are you going to deal with them? They're not going to go away. Communicating with other people about your fears can be a terrific way to brainstorm and overcome those voices, or whatever it may be. So there you have it this week.